Welcome to the 7th and final video of the readyRANDOM instructional series. In this video we are going to cover the readyRANDOM jail. You're going to notice right off the bat that there's a few things about the jail that you're going to see. One is an inmates section, the other is a visitors section. You're going to see two buttons for removing, one from either side, and then a button to add to jail and a button to add to the visitors. So let's go ahead and go over what the readyRANDOM jail is, what its purpose is, and how it can be utilized. You'll notice in the inmates section from our tutorials that we've been doing, we have a few names listed in the inmates section. Specifically, we have Ecstasy, Corey Vapes, and Lucidious Rage. So how did those three members become inmates, and what does it mean? If we click over on the Winners tab, we can see that coincidentally, or not surprisingly I should say, Lucidious Rage is set to exclude. Ecstasy is set to exclude. And Corey Vapes is set to exclude. Now if we look back on our jail, those three members are the ones that are as inmates in the program. It's not a coincidence. The reason that they are inmates in the jail is because they are set to be excluded from all future drawings while this program is running for this particular session. This is what prevents users from being able to be drawn again during the show. When on any of these tabs, active chatter, keyword, or random number, whenever a random winner is selected from any of these lists, one of the places that it checks to make sure that that person is eligible for a win is the jail tab. If it finds that that person is either an inmate or a visitor, it will avoid selecting that person as a winner. So that's why if they are excluded from the remainder of the show as a yes in the excluded tab over here, they will be put into the inmates jail cell. In other words, for the remainder of the show, they're not eligible. So as you can imagine, and probably have guessed by now, what is the Visitors tab? The Visitors tab is when you have a winner over here. So for example, let's say we had selected three winners from the Active Chatter tab. And let's say of these three winners, Katiana said that she wanted to piff her win, meaning she didn't want this particular drawing win. She wanted to piff it to a different user, or rather piff it back to the random pool. Instead of selecting to move Katiana back to the viewer pool, we would select to remove from this drawing only. As you can imagine, when we click that, she's going to show up right in here as a visitor. So what the Visitors tab does in the jail cell of the readyRANDOM jail is it prevents that user from being drawn for this particular drawing, but only for this particular drawing. If we were to go back to the Active Chatter tab and click on Next Drawing, which is going to reset the board, and we go back to the Jail tab, you're going to see that the Visitors section has been cleared. So there's the big advantage to what the Just Visiting or Visitors section is that it allows you to temporarily prevent somebody from winning on a particular drawing. Now, there are some vendors out there that have lists that they maintain for winners that they don't want to win within a certain period of time. For example, Higgy Sigs has a list that they maintain of their winners over the last 30 days. They prefer for future winners to not have won within the last 30 days. So how would we be able to do that in our drawings? It'd be very easy. What we would want to do if we were going to do a drawing for Higgy Sigs is we can come into the Jail tab and put in a list of names as visitors. If we add a list of names as visitors in here, those visitors would not be eligible to be chosen in the particular drawing that we're doing at that time. So for example, over here in the Winners tab, you can see that there's 12 people in the drawing. Of those 12 people, 3 of them are inmates And let's say that we wanted to add a couple of visitors, for example. So let's say that we wanted to add Dire Havoc into the visitors section. We could go over into the jail tab and we could go add to visitors, put in their names, Dire Havoc. So now we have 4 members in jail. We have 3 inmates, Ecstasy, Corey Vapes, and Lascivious Rage, as well as Dire Havoc listed as a visitor. So if we go back to the Active Chatter tab, we can see that we have 16 people in the room, but again we have 4 people in jail, 3 inmates and 1 visitor. So theoretically, we should not be able to pull anything more than 12 winners from our list here. If we tried to pull more than 12 winners from our list, it should give us a message that there are not enough winners available for what we've selected. So let's go ahead and try to choose 13. I come to the number of 12 because it was 16 total people in the drawing, but again 4 of those 16 people are in jail, leaving only 12 eligible people to be selected from for the drawing. So if we try to choose 13, it should give us a message saying that there aren't enough people in the drawing to be selected. And sure enough, it does. Gives us the message there are not enough eligible contestants available to draw from the 13 winners that you have requested at this time. When we click OK to this message, it brings us back to the main screen. Likewise, if we had chosen 12 for the number, again we have 16 total people, but 4 of them are in jail. If we had chosen 12 winners and we went to go to select the winners, you're going to see that it automatically selects the eligible winners because it was able to find 12 eligible winners, which would be 16 people minus the 4 that we have in jail. Okay, so there's one last element to the readyRANDOM jail that is or can be an important element. Every once in a while, as a show host on any live network show, there may be participants in your shows that for whatever reason your network doesn't want to win a prize. So this may be a personal reason, it may be something that a confirmed scam artist, for whatever reason, and I would hope that it would be a very, very good reason, but for whatever reason, if there's somebody that you are that you just simply don't want to win a prize in your channel because of whatever politics there are that go into that kind of decision for your channel or for your broadcast, but you don't necessarily want that person to see that they're in jail, I have included a way to be able to do that. And the reason for that is, the fact of the matter is there are people out there that set up multiple accounts, for example. We've confirmed a few accounts where the people have 20 and 30 different accounts. And we know what a lot of those accounts are based on addresses and wins and patterns, things like that. So there are people that we know that we would prefer not to win prizes. They are scamming the system and taking advantage in a very unfair way. If you have people that are in that category that you want to exclude from the prizes, but you don't necessarily want it to show up in a list so that they would be tipped off to it, there is a way to do that, and the way to do that is very simply by clicking on this key on the right hand side. When you click on this key, it's going to bring up an import list. So let's say in the import list you wanted to permanently exclude for the remainder of the show person 1, person 2, and person 3. When you click on import your list, person 1, person 2, and person 3 will not be able to win prizes. So, to give you an example of how that works, let's say that our jail was empty, just to kind of show you that that feature or function does work, and the visitors was empty. Let's go over to a random or a keyword drawing, just as an example, and put in one winner and a keyword of period. Before I do that though, let's go ahead and set in our jail that I want to permanently exclude Lucidius Rage. Now understand that the capitalization does not matter. Whether you have the capitalization correct or not, it's not going to affect whether or not that person is detected. It will automatically put everything into lowercase so that it can test to see if that particular person is in that list or not. So in this case, as an example, I'll put Lucidius Rage in there to prevent Lucidius Rage from being able to win a prize, although Lucidius Rage won't show up in this pool. Of course, I am Lucidius Rage, so I know I'm not a scammer, so please don't remove me from your list, although to be quite honest with you, I'm not all that interested in winning prizes anyway, so if you do, that's okay with me too. But anyway, so we've added Lucidius Rage to that sort of super secret blacklist. If we go over to the keyword drawing and I put in that I'm listening for a period, this is just so I can draw my own name in here. If I put in a period in the channel to capture my name into the list, and then I'll click on stop so that nobody else gets picked up in that. And let's go ahead and try to select one winner. So in this case, we can see that Lucidius Rage is in there. You would think that there would be one eligible winner. We'll go ahead and try to select a winner, and what's going to happen is we're going to get this message saying, I'm sorry, there's not enough eligible contestants. Again, that message is given to us because even though I don't show up in either of these jail lists, I am in that super secret blacklist, which prevents me from being chosen. Now here's the one kicker, is be careful with that blacklist, because there is no way to remove anybody from that list until you restart the program. When you restart the program, these lists get cleared and you have to start all over with them. So in order to clear out that super secret blacklist, you would need to restart the application. That pretty much is it in a nutshell. That goes over all of the features and functions of the readyRANDOM tool. I will be adding things from time to time. When there's an update available for the tool, it will automatically prompt you to let you know that there is an update available for the tool. If there's any questions that you guys have, please feel free to submit those questions under the Help tab of our website. If you have any suggestions or have found any bugs, I would also appreciate a note in the help for the website. This program only gets better with your guys' input, so the more you guys are talking to me, the more features that I can add, and quite frankly, you guys can help me develop this tool to be the best thing that we could possibly use for randomization selections on the Vapors.tv network. In the future, I may build this application for additional networks as well, but I am part of Vapors TV and I love it here, so this is where I built the tool to work first. If you have any questions, again, my name is Jeremy Colvin. I'm the application developer that created this utility. My screen name is Lucidius Rage. I am a co-owner of the Vaping Underground Live, the VU Live network on Vapors TV, and I'm pretty much around all over the place. So if you have any questions, either through the website or through me personally, please feel free to hit me up. Until we meet again, take care, enjoy your day, happy randomizing.